What up, Pink Ladies, T-Birds? Just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is Jimmy Pynk, and this feels odd. Still can't tongue pop no more. Any old way. So, for those of you, god damn it, see why I ain't been doing reviews, because this is what I got to work with now. But anyway, couple of things. If you have not been coming to my lives where I've been saying that I was going to come back lately, quick rundown. I don't have the space, I don't have the camera, I don't have the lighting, I don't have the set. So we are going back to basics, which is fine by me. Not going to really be doing the costumes, the blah, 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 the editing. Live and uncut is how we going to go. Once this premieres, I'll go live and we can chat. That's how it's going to be. So, because I am playing catch up, and I do have lives where I talked about episode 1 and 2, we just gonna skip 3 so that I can get caught up. Because for real, I hate a fucking acting challenge anyway. Part 2, I do still have Patreon. But if you want to support the channel, my Etsy link is down below. That's what I've been doing with all my time because I started my own business. Even if you don't buy anything, please look around, click. So that helps with the algorithm. So I'm not going to do that YouTube begging algorithm. However, I will do that begging algorithm for my Etsy because that is my livelihood and that's how I get paid. There's the tongue pop. So without further ado, a couple things that I do want to talk about in episode 3. And I just wanted to say that Sasha Colby was everything. Okay. And I told y'all, y'all was watching the lives, y'all know I wasn't really paying attention to names, so I gotta really depend on my notes. I'm out of practice. My memory to just pick up stuff like that is not there because I'm out of practice. But Lucy DeLuca, that Dolly Parton being God, was everything in queer drag queen heaven. Dolly Parton being God, perfection. But anyway. Really all I want to talk about season 3 because I hate acting challenges anyway and we got to get caught up. So, what an episode that I decided to get caught up on. Supersized Snatch Game, y'all. Supersized Snatch Game. Out of practice. Because, before, I didn't even hardly write their names down. I would have already seen who they was. I would have did the reveal when they revealed the cast. I would have knew everybody's name already. Girl, this was something. Ain't even got a notebook. This is what I wrote on. So we got to get Sister Act 2 back in the habit. Dig? Anyway, before I get in the Snatch Game, I did not give y'all a full look because sometimes, because of the thyroid condition, the eyes do not really cooperate with contacts or makeup or lashes. But I did give y'all a beautiful nightmare. I gave y'all a black lip. I gave y'all my custom screen clientele, which is a Wu-Tang crossover hoodie. My earrings by my girl Jana with the handcuffs and the chains. And the beautiful nightmare that is the Dallas Cowboys. Because, honey, this season. But I know y'all ain't football fans, so I digress. But I didn't give y'all envy. I don't got the wigs and shit for that no more. But here we go. Because I want to talk about... We're going to get into some Jimmi envy shit. Let's go in order. So, we're doing Snatch Game already? Supersized Snatch Game. Bitch, we got like 14 queens left. We doing Snatch Game? Okay. Let's get into it. Okay. So, because I don't want my first video back and there's nothing exciting, I'm not showing y'all pictures. I don't want it to go too long. We really just gonna talk about the performances, the runway, and the lip sync. Then I got some couple things to say, and then when I go live, we can really kiki. Okay, so first of all, I am going to have to go back to episode 3 real quick. Or episode 2. I don't remember which one, but can I just say I'm tired of these damn twins costumes coordinating? I'm sorry. I get it. They're twins. That's your stick. For branding purposes, live for it. Live for they confessional outfits. I live for it as a marketing point. For we are competing against each other, I absolutely fucking hate it. Because if you see one of them on the runway, you already know what the other one gonna have on, pretty much. And that is super trash for Drag Race. I'm sorry, it just is. But also, I'm just over them. We gonna get to it. I'm very pleased because I'm over them. But let's get into it. So we got 2 rounds of Snatch Game. They're going around kind of telling who all they are, but I was like, I'm not gonna write that down. I'm gonna wait till they actually perform. But one thing I will say about them damn twins, Sugar and Spice, aka Jimmi and Envy, because they are giving me very much that, and their runway tonight was giving me all of that. But I was so surprised they didn't do Mary-Kate and Ashley. Because it seemed like one don't work without the other. I'm so surprised they didn't do Mary-Kate and Ashley. Well, they knew better than to be Tia and Tamara, but even though I kind of would have lived for that, as long as they didn't do blackface and they would have just did like sister, Tia and Tamara, but they too young for that throwback. Honey, I don't do TikTok. Y'all got to tell me something. What am I missing, honey? Because I don't see it. All I see is y'all got cast because they moved to MTV and they was going for the younger audience, the people that knew who TikTok was. Because, honey, when I tell you an old bitch was lost on Snatch Game, honey. The old bitch was lost, okay? TT was real lost on some of these Snatch Game characters. So, group 1. Tim Gunn. Y'all know a bitch love Tim Gunn. Y'all know I say it all the time. Uncle Timmy said make it work. That's one of my, I don't want to say catchphrases because I don't really believe in catchphrases outside of like my intro and my outro. But y'all have heard me say Uncle Timmy said make it work. Like this is something I say in real life. So I was here for Tim Gunn. Even though y'all know how I feel about men on Snatch Game. I'm gonna put non-binary in that too. I'm sorry, it's Snatch Game. I don't want to see anyone playing. Okay, I shouldn't say non-binary, but I will say this. I don't want to see, I don't know how to put it in a sensitive way. If you are in drag and your job is to be a man in drag or a trans woman in drag, I want to see you as a woman. Now, if you got a drag king on there and that drag king or that drag performer that is doing a drag king wants to do a man on Snatch Game, I'm with it. I hope I said that as clean as possible without being insensitive, but I'm over men on Snatch Game. I've been over it. I ain't even watched this shit in a while, and I'm over men on Snatch Game, okay? But Marsha did that, though. Marsha did that, though. It was a good Tim Gunn, good jokes. I thought Marsha did well. Amanda Lepore. I just wrote serviceable and safe. Like, here's the thing about Snatch Game. If you know you're not great at characters and you know you're not great at comedy, safe might be the best way to go. Now, safe was definitely the best way to go this year because there were so many people doing Snatch Game. I think had it only been like 7 people left, depending on who those 7 people were when they did Snatch Game, or 8, that may have been in the bottom. But I do feel like it was safe. Saucy Santana, here's where old bitch syndrome come in. I'm not super familiar with Saucy Santana. I'm not super familiar with Saucy Santana. But I do know of Saucy Santana. So I knew that the look was there. I don't really know if the personality was there, but one thing about Snatch Game I can tell you is it has to be funny because some people are not going to know who you're referencing. So it wasn't funny enough, but I felt like safe because the look was there. And I don't know, y'all have to tell me if the personality was there. Bitch, the mistress's Rosie O'Donnell laid me the fuck out. Do you hear me? I was like, when she said she was doing Rosie O'Donnell, I was like, okay, how's this gonna work? Bitch, she slayed. She slayed. And if it wasn't for Lucy, which we're gonna get to on we're gonna get to on part 2. If it wasn't for Lucy, that bitch would have won. She slayed as Rosie O'Donnell. The bitch fucked up and said her backup plan must have been Abby Lee Miller. And then fucked up and did an Abby Lee Miller joke. And that shit was funny. She could have did either one. And I would have lived. She slayed. She slayed. Great job. Definitely my highlight in this round. Georgina Ramsey. Girl, they didn't even show me enough of that, so I know that was good. They didn't show me enough of that. However, I feel like safe. I am not a huge fan of doing female versions of men, but I would rather you do a female version of a man than a man. Because at least that does add to it being drag. But man, when I do not contour, my double chin be like, what's up? Damn. Anyway. But you see them cheekbones is naturally high because I don't got on no makeup. And you see that? That light bouncing off them cheeks, bitch, that's natural. No highlight. But anyway, because I'm a beautiful nightmare. Ha! Anyway. Old bitch syndrome. Who the fuck is Karen Huger? I don't know who that is. I don't even know if she black, white, Hispanic. I don't know who the hell this is. What I do know is it was not funny. I got an idea who the character must be, this prim proper. I just feel like I'm just oh so upper crust. I got that, but I mean, outside of the Real Housewives of Atlanta and the Real Housewives of Jersey, they all act like that. So I didn't know, but snooze fest, whatever. The Virgin Mary. Okay, I want to talk about this. First of all, I like STDs. I like STDs. You need a messy bitch. I like STDs. When she said she was doing the Virgin Mary, I got really excited. And the reason why is this is something that I had never seen. Now, mind you, I haven't been watching Drag Race. What I can say for as long as I've watched it, and when I did my own online Drag Race, because it wasn't, licensed on TV, we didn't have to worry about no lawsuits. We could be anybody, fictional characters, anybody. We could be anybody. And I did Mother Nature. And you want to know why? Because I can't do characters. I'm the character already. Like, Jimmi Pynk is already an exaggerated version of Jamaica. Envy Adams is just a goth Jimmi Pynk, which is just the other side of my personality that's darker. I can't do a character. So I thought it was brilliant. I'm like, you do something like Mother Nature. I know I'm quick with it, so I can kind of make jokes with that. But I don't know if I could tell jokes in the voice of somebody else. So when I saw somebody doing that same thing and doing the Virgin Mary, I was like, bitch, if you can't do a character, that is so brilliant. And it should have worked. It could have worked. She got shook with some of the stronger queens. Like when Marsha was like, the devil is in them raw hymns. That shook her. When she could have just let that go, or she could have came with a quick whip, like, okay, I'm sorry. We ain't have sewing machines before my son. You know what I'm saying? Or we didn't have sewing machines BS before my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have snapped back that way. And I think she got scared, and then she was doing this whole thing about like she was going into labor right now. And I don't think she needed to go that far. I think her just being a pregnant Virgin Mary was the gag. It was a great idea. Execution fell a little bit flat. So let's go into group 2. Now, group 2, y'all better watch out for Lucy DeLuca ass. Y'all better watch out for Lucy DeLuca's ass. Because she came through with that dolly, and that dolly was sparkling. And I knew she wasn't going to do dolly again. So who was you going to do for Snatch Game? This bitch turned Joan Rivers the fuck out. Do you hear me? Like, if I wouldn't have been looking at the screen, like the way she was delivering the jokes, the comebacks, the off the cuffness was literally shit Joan Rivers would say. Like, I was like, this bitch is perfection. That is the best Joan Rivers I've ever seen. That is the best Joan Rivers I've ever seen. The way the wit was so quick that she was saying shit that I was like, and this is how Joan Rivers would actually respond to that shit. That's wild as hell. Like, that is chef's kiss perfection. And I was like, when she first came on and was telling the story and was like, and it was like, we missed you so much. And she was like, I didn't miss, now, whatever she said, I ain't miss none of y'all. I was like, oh, this bitch got something. Because that's a Joan Rivers ass answer. And I'm like, you are here. But when she was actually doing it off the cuff, rocket scientist, my ass. Like, I'm like, that shit was Joan Rivers. And when she did the call back and went to Miley's phone finger, it's easy to make fun of this asshole in the front. That is so Joan Rivers. And if you ever seen Joan Rivers like do a roast, girl, because Joan Rivers, we talk about pause, we gotta do a female gay icon break, because I don't think Joan Rivers gets the credit as a gay icon or B, a feminist icon. We talk about Pryor Richard, for those of y'all who don't know. We talk about George Carlin. We talk about Eddie Murphy. We talk about like the great comics. Give Joan Rivers her props, because she's up there. She's elite. She's in that upper echelon. She is elite. And I don't think she gets that credit. So I'm going to give her her flowers a little bit too late. But I'm going to give Lucy DeLuca her motherfucking flowers for nailing that shit. That is the best Joan Rivers impression I've seen in my life. Might even be one of the best Snatch Games performances of all time. I can't definitively say that because I've missed so many. But from the ones I've seen, she high, man. She real high. Cause she had it. She was Joan Rivers. In that moment, she was Joan Rivers. I can't gush about this enough, but we need to move on, so I will. I don't know who Jan Crouch is. And I was very sad because I have very high hopes for Sasha Colby. But I didn't know who Jan Crouch was. With that being said, I can't speak on any of the characterization or anything. I understood she was a televangelist. So she did very much give me that I'm praying for this person, this and this and that. You know, she was kind of she did stay in that character. Like, she never broke character. I just don't know who the character is. But when she said the thing about Ross Matthews and said sodomite, that took me out. That took me out. And I was like, see, that's what you have to do. If everybody is not familiar with who you are, You still have to be funny. And me not knowing anything about this woman that she was portraying outside the fact she was a televangelist, that answer is sodomite. That was fantastic. It was funny. Okay, Mona Lisa. Here's how you do the abstract right. It wasn't my favorite performance. It was definitely safe. But there was moments of her as that Mona Lisa. When they said, give me that Mona Lisa smile, and she started off doing the smile ninja, was like, like it was a selfie. Hilarious. Hilarious. I think y'all are a work of art like I am. Got the joke when RuPaul tossed the joke. Not saying Amethyst didn't. We gonna get to that. Not saying she didn't. Because she got it too. She just subverted the joke, which was awesome. But yeah. Serviceable, definitely safe. Trisha Paytas. I got that sugar on my tongue. I wanna drink this White Claw and wash it away because it was terrible. First of all, Trisha Paytas is a trash-ass human being anyway. Trash-ass human being, and you didn't even play up the fact that she a trash-ass human being. Listen, honey. Michelle Visage knew more about Trisha Paytas than I did. Talking about she's all about the mukbang. I said, this bitch is all about the drama. Because wasn't she DID? Wasn't she trans? Wasn't she all of this other shit? All I know, but I'm a Christian, but my titties is always, I don't get Trisha Paytas at all. But, again, I mean, I know enough about Trisha Paytas that I know I don't like her. After the whole, she faked a disorder and then she faked being trans, I was like, okay, this bitch just want attention. I'm not giving her any more. Bye. We gonna talk about Sugar and Spice together. Let me move on down to Tan Mom because I got to talk about Sugar and Spice together. Y'all set it up that way. Y'all selves. I got to talk about them together. Tan Mom. I know of Tan Mom. I don't know what her personality is. I don't think a lot of people know, but they know who Tan Mom is. That may have been another one of those abstract. Y'all may know more about Tan Mom than I do. But Amethyst is funny. That was funny. Because that shit with the card, like the whiteness of this card is hurting my eyes, so I fixed it for you, and she spray tanned the card. Bitch, that was funny. That was funny. And then I'm sure that bit was planned because here comes Sugar trying to interrupt. Let me fucking finish. But she stayed in character. That is important. But she stayed in that character. But, and again, RuPaul threw it to her. Well, was it oil? You know, was they tan with oil? Ha! No. That was funny. She subverted the joke like RuPaul tossed her the joke. And she could have been like, and I'm sure she did catch that. And she could have been like, oh yeah, it was oil-based tanning. The fact that she was laughing, no. That dry ass no. Slay. It was a great job. I was talking about Miley Cyrus, but again, I'm going to talk about Sugar and Spice together. We going to talk, this is the Sugar and Spice hour. For real. Old bitch syndrome. I don't know who Brett Rocky is either. I will say this. They showed the picture of the real person. They showed the picture of Aura. She got the look. I don't know what else. I just know from the workroom they said something about coconut water and this and this and this. And they said the hair was fabulous and she said coconut water. RuPaul served you up a joke right there. Coconut water was a good start. But you should have said, that's a little coconut water. And you know, maybe a little cum. It's Drag Race. Snatch Game is the time to be funny and fucking camp, man. I think we forget because it's become such a phenomenon. and so popular, and you can just go on YouTube and never perform a show, and you can just go on TikTok or YouTube and learn how to do your makeup. think we forget the drag is supposed to be camp. You can't just be the character without putting that camp twist to it. It's what we need. It's what we crave. Mondo, it's what plants crave. We need it. So now we get into Miley Cyrus, because I got to talk about Sugar and Spice. We're going to talk about Sugar and Spice a lot tonight, because this was their episode. For as much as y'all might not want to admit it, this was their episode. And they made sure that they stamped that shit. This is why Spice gets to stay, and I hope she doesn't flame out immediately, spoiler alert, without her sister. Because there's some potential there. And I'm hoping maybe her being around some seasoned queens might elevate her. And, her knowledge may elevate her sister, because right now y'all need help. Y'all cute, but y'all are a novelty. Because that lip sync, honey, we're going to get to that too. Because that lip sync, because obviously y'all are not performers. That lip sync. She came out as like Hannah Montana Miley, with like the long brown hair and like a young girl. The voice needed some work, but okay. Sometimes for Snatch Game, when the girls know that they're not comedy queens and the girls know they're not impressions, a lot of people, believe it or not, in Snatch Game, play Snatch Game to be safe. When I did my online Snatch Game, that's why I said I was just going to do Mother Nature, and I know I'm quick-witted enough that I'm basically just playing myself. But with some nature puns in there. But I was at that round playing to be safe, because I know I'm not going to win Snatch Game. I may be funny unintentionally. I may be funny just because that's the way I talk. But to purposely tell jokes and be funny, I'm not that. And definitely not in another character. So I thought it was fine. I've named several other people that was like they was playing to be safe. And that's fine. Especially with Snatch Game being this early, that's fine. I think the characters they played, they were playing to be safe. The problem is y'all was fucking horrible. Those are the worst Snatch Game performances I've ever seen. Alyssa doing Katy Perry wasn't that bad. Snooki want Smush Smush wasn't that bad. This was horrific. Emphasis on horror. Because, and this is why I'm excited to see Spice by herself. Y'all can't interact with nobody but yourselves. Y'all can't work with nobody but yourselves. And that's fair, because y'all don't work with nobody else. Y'all don't do shows. Y'all don't work with nobody but yourselves. And y'all seem to be young enough that, have y'all even ever had a job? Or did y'all get TikTok famous and y'all just got money off of doing that? Because, honey, the truth is y'all can paint and y'all can dress and it's a cute gimmick. But the buck stops there. It was cute for her to do the reveal and then go into BMA Miley Cyrus. I love a good reference. And the look, the house down boots. I'm going to pull out the foam finger on a question where it had nothing to do with nothing. That Lucy DeLuca brought that shit back and made it actually funny. winner, chicken dinner, clear fucking front runner and winner. But you have that, and then they get to a part where they're trying to go back and forth. They're over talking RuPaul, which huge fucking no. And when RuPaul says shit like we're gonna go to Miley Cyrus because we have to, you done pissed Ru off. They were trying to get some back and forth going with each other. But y'all didn't even pick characters that would have went back and forth with each other. The one time that y'all probably should have did something as a unit is the time that y'all didn't. Like I said, Mary-Kate and Ashley. It may have served y'all better to be safe and just did some references about the movies and Full House and shit and kept it moving. Some shit like I said, this and this, and my answer was Uncle Jesse. And then the other one's answer would have been Uncle Joey. That, and then was like, no, bitch, that was my episode. That might have actually served y'all to actually have been the one time the twin gimmick would have fucking worked. That would have actually maybe worked for y'all better. Because then therefore, at least the dynamic of y'all two trying to go back and forth with each other would have made any kind of sense. Maybe y'all should have been Kim and Khloe Kardashian. Y'all could have been, because you can't say that's who characters y'all is, maybe you should have been Renee Zellweger and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and y'all should have did Roxy Hart and Velma Kelly. But, you have to say that you're the actresses, so maybe you should have did Renee Zellweger and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and that fits right into y'all little light, dark shit. I don't know. It was so bad, you guys. I mean, hell, if y'all gonna go on ahead and let motherfuckers be men in Snatch Game, maybe y'all should have been Logan and what's the other one's name? Logan and so-and-so Paul. What's the other motherfucker's name? Y'all know Zach, Jeff, whatever. White boy twins. Disney twins. We've seen it on Snatch Game before, people playing the same thing. Maybe y'all should have both been Dove Cameron, and one of y'all be Allie and the other one be AJ. Or y'all could have been Allie and AJ. Or maybe y'all should have both been Miley Cyrus and one of y'all be Hannah Montana and one of y'all be Miley, but like really just be her from the Disney show. There was a way that y'all might have could have actually got away with this shit, but what y'all did was so fucking trash. That it was uncomfortable to watch, and I watched it twice. And like, as much as Snatch Game has been my favorite episode for like ever, I think it's almost everybody's. And it wasn't the first round wasn't bad. The first round wasn't bad. Was there some things that I was like, okay, that's a little lackluster, but from what they showed, I was like, okay, the first round looks really promising. And man, they sucked the air out the room. It was just bad. It was bad. So let's get into these runways. Again, we're going to talk about Sugar and Spice some more, too, when I get to this runway. And this lip sync is the Sugar and Spice show, folks. Mission accomplished, bitches, because I'm going to be talking about y'all. So the runway is Beautiful Nightmare. RuPaul came out in a black and white like plaid with feathers coming out of it that was giving me very Josie and the Pussycats. Fiona with the purple, well, she had the purple feathers when purple was the new orange. It was giving me very that, but I live for it. Can I just give a hand clap to Michelle Visage's Envy Adams hair looks that she has been serving with her gray hair, because I live. Okay. So Marsha comes out in this like dentist, scary Willy Wonka's father from the Tim Burton movie type thing. And I was like, okay, yes, nightmarish. The concept is there. The outfit was giving me very Halloween. It was a green shirt and tie and green leggings and some pink platform boots and like the lip stretcher. If it was going to be a beautiful nightmare, and RuPaul even said it, this is before I seen what RuPaul said, like, drag it up. It needed to be dragged up. There was nothing really very drag about that outside of the fact that you're a man in a wig. And if Marsha is a they and not a he, I apologize. But yeah, you need to drag that up. It's just it wasn't giving me enough. I like the concept. It was something different than the other people did because everybody else went very, very kind of traditional with it. To me, drag it up. Lux. I loved the concept of Lux, of the being drowned with the cinder block. Excuse me, the cinder block tied around the arm, the leg. I loved the face paint, the makeup running, the gray discoloration. I'm going to let the wet and wavy wig go because I know that they wait to get on stage and then all them lights and everything. I'm going to assume when she first got dressed, the wig was wetter and it had since started drying. But baby, what was them tights? Why is your legs ain't even your natural color? They my natural color. Why was that not a gray tight? You painted your skin gray and discoloring. At least if you wasn't gonna paint the whole leg too, at least a gray tight. I didn't get that, or maybe you should have did a gown. But the concept I really liked. Um, yeah, them legs though. I'm confused. Malaysia, and I'm just gonna tell you right now. Is that Malaysia baby doll? I love the costume. She paints. She is beautiful, and I'm here for a big girl. But girl, you know that costume is from a fucking pageant. It wasn't. Girl, you know that costume was from a pageant that you just put some horns on that damn wig and painted that face a little scary and called it a fucking day. Girl, you know you did not design that and say beautiful nightmare. You are a lie and a half. That is a pageant costume that you already had. I ain't mad. I'm just clocking it. Okay? Damn, my tongue pop really need to come. You know why I think my tongue pop is gone? All these teeth back here have to get pulled. I think that's why it's gone. But anyway, uh, we'll work on that. Aita, I'm gonna get her name wrong for a long time. Just you wait. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, I do. She had on like the latex. I just wrote, I like it, but it's nothing special. I've seen it before. And then this category was kind of hard for me to be in shock and awe anyway because, excuse me, I'm getting clogged up. Dragula. So this wasn't exciting to me. I mean, she looked good. Dress fit right, body was right, but nothing exciting for me. As titties. Okay, I know she was going for zombie, but I wanted her to give me Leatherface because the outfit with the patchwork leather, like it was different kind of skins. I wanted her to give me Leatherface, but she gave me zombie, and the different color leather was like she is so outfits out of other people's skin. I live. She wears some wild shit, and sometimes it's a little bit too much. But this is drag, honey. I'd rather it be too much than not enough. You dig? Um, Robin Fierce. I literally just wrote, "I'm bored. It's a corset and a tutu." Where's the lie? Oh, okay, because you the Spider Woman, so you had two extra like little. It's a Black Panther, another corset and a tutu. You're not gonna convince me any different. I'm bored. Um, For Lucy, like they was living for the look. I was just like, it's okay. I think we've just seen so much on Drag Race already. And again, because of Dragula, and y'all know I was really into Dragula. A dark spooky look. You got to really do something to turn my head with a dark spooky look. And you got to really do something in black anyway, because it's hard to stand out in black. Something has to make it, the different fabrics and stuff, which she did, different fabrics, different textures. You have to do other things for black to stand out, because it's very easy for black to just look like black. But I didn't hate it. I noticed she kind of patterns herself after a Barbie doll for real, like big tits, little hips, big blonde hair, a lot of blue and pink. So it was different for her, and I did appreciate that, because everybody didn't give me something different. Sasha, I liked it. She's definitely the body of the season. But stop relying on that body. I liked it. I will tell you what I really liked about it. For her to be like, I'm gonna do this witch look, and I'm gonna do this nude illusion with black, that it kind of looked like branches instead of it being like rhinestones. It kind of just looked like tree branches. I was really digging that the witch's hat was sheer, and then like that kind of went down, and then like she was also kind of the broom too. I did dig that. It was something very cool about it. It wasn't super exciting to me, and she did do a scary beat, but it wasn't the most exciting, but it was something really cool about it, because it was like she kind of was the witch and the broom, but then because of the nude illusion and the see-through hat, it was kind of like she was a ghost of a witch that maybe like possessed the broom. I might be looking more into the story than what she actually looked into the story, but it was something kind of cool about it. Jax. First of all, let me talk about the Metal Fantasy last week with Jax, because I did want to say that that would have slayed if you would have made them arms 3 times as big as what they was. Because I am a Mortal Kombat girl, honey. And when she said, I'm doing my namesake for metal realness, and said she was doing Jax, come on through. But that's the whole thing. Jax's arms are metal, and they're huge. I wish she would have just went ahead and played with proportion and just made them arms really fucking big. But let's talk about this week. I liked the idea of Medusa. I liked the idea. I liked how the wig were not literal snakes, but like braids that were mimicking snakes. I don't know if it was like a body stocking or painted. The snakes went around her arms and her legs. I liked all of that. I did not like that hoochie-fied dripping of the Greek goddess dress. That looks cheap. But I love that she did like the Voldemort face, where the face was like a snake. I kind of lived for that. But again, I'm seeing a lot of great concepts. The execution just needs to be elevated. I'm gonna say Sugar and Spice to the end again. Matter of fact, I might make y'all watch Sugar and Spice live, because for real, like I really gotta pee. I didn't think this was gonna be that long, but my God, we still got 14 queens. I had to do Snatch Game and a runway. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead to Amethyst. Again, if you're gonna do a reference, do it right and do it at the right time. And for her to do that Gaga, is it the VMA or the Grain performance from Paparazzi, where she came down and she was bleeding from the gut, nailed it. This was the time to do it. What better for Beautiful Nightmare than a Gaga homage? It was done right. The costume was right. She bled from the site area. She served. She performed. The wig was right. If you're gonna just do I ripped this off from somebody else and I'm doing an homage, do it right. I was here for Amethyst. I'm okay with it. And then we have Aura, who honestly, for Beautiful Nightmare, to me, is the only person that really nailed the assignment. I'm just going to be honest. That was something, again, please keep in mind, I have not watched all of Drag Race, and I feel like I may have even seen something similar to it. But to do a bun, that hairline was right. She was serving the emotion, and she come out, and it's like, okay, beautiful nightmare. Like, you just got on a black velvet gown and a snatched wig and a pretty face, but you making these faces like you in so pain, and turn around and her whole back was ripped through. It was giving me very, what's the movie? Hellraiser. It was, it was, it was giving me a beautiful nightmare. It was serving. It was giving. And that outfit saved her ass. Even though I don't know if the outfit really saved her ass. I will say I think it did, because I feel like Sugar and Spice, I don't think they really wanted to separate them this early, but they didn't have a choice because they performed so poorly. You want to hear the rest of what I got to say about the lip sync and Sugar and Spice? You'll have to tune into the live after this premieres, honey, because Mama, again, is not used to doing this. And she has to pee, whatever. I really got to, though. And I promise this was my only drink today, but Mama's got to pee, so we'll kiki about Sugar and Spice in the lip sync in the live part 2. Keep it greasy. Deuces.